right, Shalom. I want to give all praises unto Yahawah,
BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI,
BAHASHAM,
RAWCHAA, QADASH.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Blessed to the elect of Yashala. Salutations and blessings to you. I come out there and doing this truth across the four corners of the earth, teaching in sincerity and looking forward to the downfall and destruction of Babylon, also known as America today. Real quick lesson, just basically, as you see in the title about the bread and circus, but basically just not being distracted. Okay, so we're gonna get what they entitled, what they meant by bread and circus in the ancient times, but it also applies until today because why? This is Rome all over again. This is Babylon all over again. These is all those kingdoms all over again. But ultimately, Rome, that's where you had that going on at. All right.
This is the Wikipedia definition of bread and circus. All right, it says bread and circuses, or bread and games, from Latin panem et circenses, is a metonymic phrase critiquing superficial appeasement. It is attributed by Juvenal, a Roman poet active in the late 1st and early 2nd century AD, and used commonly in cultural, particularly political context. In a political context, the phrase means to generate public approval, not by excellence in public service,
and not by not by getting their approval by what you're supposed to be doing as a leader. All right, go ahead.
Or public policy, but by diversion, distraction, or by satisfying the most immediate or base requirements of a populace.
Yep, and that's what happens in America, man. They just feed you. They feed you entertainment. Because at a point in time, you might have had sports. Sports is definitely always going to be there. Because that consists of the Olympics. That consists of football, which is American football, I would say, is definitely entitled with that, as well as the Democrat and the Republican, choosing a side, just keeping you interested, but also keeping you distracted what's really going on at the same time. It's not like they're going to come out and say, hey, we want to chip you at the end of the day. No, they're not going to tell you that, but they're going to make it convenient, and then they're going to make it mandatory. They're going to mandate it. At the end of the day, that's what's going to happen.
Okay.
All right. So these bread and circuses was to appease the population, man. All right, to distract them, to divert them from what was really going on. All right, because at a point in time, the first reality TV show I remember was Flavor Flav. This black ass nigga. All these women want this black ass dude. Like, come on, man. They really fighting over him and crying over him. And I definitely remember one from there. Delicious. But at the end of the day, I don't even think he's with either one of them. But that was a start. To my knowledge, that was the start of that reality television, man. All right. And at the end of the day, like it says, it's telling you a vision of whatever you want to see, what you want to dream of, really what they want what they want to portray. All right, because then you can go out and seek and search and find your goals and your dreams and all of that, man. But America's going down. You got people with degrees who work in jobs making nothing, man. All right, or overqualified for jobs. How are you going to tell me that I'm overqualified for a job? All right, like either if I'm, if I have this degree, I should be able to work here with no interview, if anything,
Okay. Your credentials should speak for themselves,
Exactly.
It says by offering palliative, for example, food is bread or entertainment is circuses. It says Juvenal, who originated the phrase, used it to decry the selfishness of common people and their neglect of wider concerns.
Can we get that word palliative? Palliative.
That word, what did it mean? The word palliative, it says from Middle French palliatif, or New Latin palliativus. It says to cloak.
So you're hiding it.
A cloak.
Okay.
So it says by offering a palliative or a cloak For example, food is bread or entertainment.
Yeah.
Circuses.
Keeping you interested. Everybody want to eat. Everybody want to be entertained, man. Are you not entertained? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's all about. That's that main distraction, you know? The fact that everybody run to their TV Thursday night, Saturday morning, Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night. I'm just thinking about football here. Now you got basketball season that started off. You got hockey going. If you're into hockey, you got soccer going. You got all these different sports to keep you busy, keep you distracted. And at the end of the day, they're controlling all of it. Mm-hmm. All right? They got, like, this year alone, I believe they said this is the most rematches ever. You know what I'm saying? With teams that they done matched up, and this is the most rematches ever. So they can build that big story. Oh, I remember the Packers played the Cowboys. Man, they building this the whole week. They just keep talking about how Aaron Rodgers loved playing at AT&T Stadium, and this rivalry between the Cowboys and the Packers, and rivalries does exist. Hey, but the main rivalry we got is Jacob and Esau. Don't be distracted by the Cowboys and Packers and forget about Jacob and Esau. I'm not saying us as men of the Lord, like, we're distracted by it, because the Lord brought us out of that. All right, that's why I want to title this, or did title this, if it is that title, that the bread is molded and the circus is closing, because the Lord brought us out of that mindset where we're not distracted by the things of this world, man. Okay, because he allowed our eyes to be open, man. Okay.
Precept.
Go ahead.
It's 1 Corinthians 7:35. It says, "In this I speak for your own profit, not that it may cast a snare upon you, but for that which is comely."
Yeah, not that it may trap you, but it can be beautiful unto you. All right?
And that you may attend upon the Lord without distraction.
And that you may attend upon the Lord without distraction, man. Because that's Satan's whole job. It's the Shabbat right now. You think he's about to rest? No, he's not. He's going, if anything, he's going to level up because you're resting. Or at least supposed to be resting. Yeah. All right? But in this society, we don't get to honor the Sabbath as we would like, man. Or you're going to get points at your job, or you're going to have to use vacation. You don't have vacation to take off 52. Yeah,
Sabbath leave,
Yeah, yo, can I get that Sabbath leave? They don't care about none of that. Like a lot of I can say throughout history, you can tell this is the only place that has not allowed us to keep our laws, statutes, and commandments. When it's also the only place that took all of that from us. All right, they took all of that and buried it, but through prophecy and the power and spirit and grace and mercy of YAHAWASHI, he allowed us to get that back, man. All right.
I'll read this last paragraph on this. Bread and circuses in Wikipedia. It says Juvenal, who originated the phrase, used it to decry the selfishness of common people and their neglect of wider concerns.
Yeah, people in America don't really care. All right. But I will say this, majority of people in America don't care. But you do have some, like alternative medias, all right, they're starting to bring out facts and things that was hidden at a point in time. You know what I'm saying? Because you got some that's getting fed up, all right? But for a majority, they just, living their American dream pretty much, or following after it, all right? But at the end of the day, people are realizing that, like, that bread is molded. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit, it's not as good as you present it, all right? The circus ain't getting the business that it once had, and ultimately is because YAHAWASHI's truth is getting out there. Whether people are listening or following or not, the truth is still getting out there, and the ones who are meant to break from that bread and circus have broken or will break from it, man. All right? That's it to that?
It says, this is the last sentence. It says, the phrase implies a population's erosion or ignorance of civic duty as a priority. Mm-hmm. So pretty much making that
they make light of it, Yeah, they make light of what's supposed to be paid attention to, man. All right, they make light of that. So we're gonna, get three books. I would say I don't want to say chapters. Well, about 3 chapters, but not the whole chapter, And then we're gonna go ahead and close it out, through the Spirit.
This is the book of Romans. 13 and 11. It says, "In that knowing the time, that now is a high time to awake out of sleep. Mm-hmm. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed."
Hey, a brother just dropped a video of Cherry's been seen about hour and a half away from Los Angeles, man. All right, and the dudes on the camera freaking out. What is that? Oh my God, it's aliens! And hey, it's the angels, man. It's your fault that Esau did not tell you about that, or you've been distracted by the bread and circuses, man.
Yeah.
All right, but they don't teach that. They don't bring that up in education, because they try to hide those things as if they can actually cover up the Heavenly Father's work, man. All right, the Lord's power is going to be manifest pretty soon here.
It says, the night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light.
Cast off the works of darkness and put on the armor of light. Get out of that old habit, them old habits, that old lifestyle. And just because you're in the truth don't mean you have to break. Don't mean that you don't have to break from old habits. You might still have some of those habits hanging around, You might have stopped smoking and stopped eating pork, but you still might have that spirit of procrastination on you. You need to break from that shit, man. All right? Because our salvation is nearer than when we believe.
It says, let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envy.
That's all that partying, when fuck all the hoes. You know what I'm saying? What was the last part? Envying and strife. Yeah, let envy not the wicked. Envy not the sinners. All right, let them have this world, because we're supposed to be making spiritual investments for the next world. All right.
But put ye on the Lord YAHAWASHI HaMashiach, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof.
Yeah, man. Hey, that's where it goes down to, man. That flesh, this flesh, man. And that's why Paul spoke about this wretched flesh. This is what caused you to feed into that temptation. All right, like I be sitting here like, how the fuck do people go back into the world? Obviously because this is not good enough for them. They're not occupied in prophecy. All right. It's just something that sounds good, feel good for a minute to them, It's like a woman, you know what I'm saying? It's like a woman, it's like new pussy, all right? Don't mean to be that direct, but that's what it's like, As soon as you get it, it's like, whoo! It might week, 2, 3, 4 weeks, but after a while, it's like, okay, it's just a box. You know what I'm saying?
It's just like the parable in Matthew 13th chapter, where it says, with when a man first learns about the truth with the non, he receiveth it, and he's, just like the brother said, he's ecstatic. He's on fire. This is what he wants to do, but they fall out because they're not grounded.
Exactly, man.
That's what it's about. If you're not grounded, you're giving place for the old man to creep in and and pull you away from what you're supposed to be doing, man.
This is a marathon, or you think it's a 100-yard meter race, and you just sprint, get tired, sit down, chill, and that old man catch up to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is a marathon. You keep that pace, You know what I'm saying? Keep that pace and keep shooting, pressing towards that mark, which is that finish line. All right.
This in the book of, you want Thessalonians next, right?
Yeah.
This book of Thessalonians 5 in verse 1 said, but of the times and the season, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night.
It's coming as a thief in the night, man. That's why we have to stay prepared, man. Go ahead.
For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child.
Why? Because they was distracted. Because they was trusting in Egypt. Because they wasn't taking heed to the Heavenly Father's word, his admonition, and his warnings by his men that he sent out on the highways and the byways.
You should think of Proverbs, the first chapter, around the 21st verse. Just based off what the Bible said, because the knowledge is available. But it says what they cast it despitefully over behind them, man. And that's therefore in the time of their trouble, we're gonna laugh. It says, verse 4, but ye brethren are not in darkness, that day shall overtake you as a thief.
Yeah, because we have the plans. The Lord gave us the blueprints. He gave us the spirit. 144. He gave us the spirit to see what he's going to bring, man. All right? That's what we've been given. We have the secrets. We have the mysteries. Okay? Unto his servants, the prophets, man. Because I'm getting tired of saying, Lord willing, I'm a prophet. And, man, with all confidence through YAHAWASHI, we the prophets, man. You know, hey, but guess what? Lord willing. Go ahead.
It says, verse 5, ye are all the children of the light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness.
Yeah, we're not of the ones that sleep and slumber and don't know what's going on. All right, because we read that it's time to come out of that darkness and put on the armor of light. All right, and that armor of light is the armor that Heavenly Father is spoken about in Ephesians 6th chapter, man. Okay.
Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober.
Watch and be sober. Be clear-minded. Knowing what's going on. You know, when you're drunk, you don't know what's going on. You wake up in the morning, people got to tell you about what you did the night before because you don't remember. All right, you wasn't in your right mind. That's why, you know, the Romans have the phrase in vino veritas where they would get people drunk so they can tell the truth. Obviously, they could just ask the truth for you when you're sober if you wanted to give it, but they get you drunk so you don't know what's really going on and you're ready to, hey, tell it, you know. Ready to tell it all, man. All right, so we're going to get this last chapter right here.
Colossians chapter 2, let's start from verse 6.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
It says, Colossians 2 and verse 6. It says, as ye have therefore received YAHAWASHI, the Lord, so walk ye in him, rooted and built up in him, established in the faith, as ye have been taught.
Hey, that faith is important, man. It's like we're cutting you off, but that faith is important, you know. I keep on thinking about, I believe it's Hebrews 5 and 2, if I'm not mistaken. You know, where it said the words out, it was preached unto all of us, basically, but it didn't profit them because it wasn't mixed with faith, man. All right, so they heard it, but they didn't believe it because it was not mixed with faith. All right, so at the end of the day, it was just words unto them.
It says, rooted and built up in him, established in the faith, as ye have been taught, abounding therein with thanksgiving. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
Yep.
After the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Hamashiach.
Yeah, so I want to get that word rudiments just to, you know, be certain. Dang, blue letter make you put the whole word in. Like I can't just put rudiment. I gotta put the S on there too. Go ahead, read that again,
It says, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
Hey, spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit. What? The cares and affairs of this world, you know? The things that will have you distracted. Yo, man, you need to be chasing that bag. You need to be worried about this money. You don't need to be worried about all of this and that, and so on and so forth. Go ahead,
Now you brought that to light because it says beware. It says beware lest any man spoil you, which, you know, as the brother mentioned, you know, not being distracted.
Exactly.
You know, and it says spoil you. A spoil is to be pretty much captured or something that's taken.
That's that trap.
You know
what we read in brought it in Corinthians about it not being a snare, but we gotta get it again, bro. For sure.
First Corinthians 5 or 7 and 35.
Just read that again right quick, cause I tie right in with it.
1 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 35. It says, "And this I speak for your own profit, not that I may cast a snare upon you, but for that which is comely, and that you may attend upon the Lord without distraction."
Hey, so we can attend upon the Lord without distraction, man. Read that one.
Come. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit,
which is that trap. You know, they present it and make it sound good, man. That's those smooth things that they want to hear. You know, but the Lord brought us under his covering. So we're not worried about the smooth things because the smooth things does not benefit you. The smooth things to us is revenge, is salvation, is the downfall of America. That's the smooth things, man. All right? But y'all smooth things is America's going to continue. We all want to live in peace and harmony. Like, you know, it don't work like that.
Hey, Baruch. It says what? The things that are pleasing to the Most High made known unto us. Not only is that the law, statutes, and commandments, but as the brother mentioned, it's prophecies, the name, You know, all these things are pleasing unto the Most High. The things that are not pleasing to the Most High is, you know, what the brothers want to go into, the bread and circuses, which the entire damn near the entire population is into, man.
Yeah, they feeding off.
You know, hey, and even as we mentioned, different aspect of Akim that are within the know, it's easy to get pulled back into that, man. You know, it's so vast that it's, you know, you don't even need to try, man. You know, but hey, that's why we're supposed to tend upon the Lord without distraction, man.
And day and night.
Day and night, you know, laying down upon our beds and waking up upon our beds.
You ain't supposed to treat this word like a verse of the day. You know, oh, this sounds good. Let me throw this on social media. No, this is something you're supposed to live. It's supposed to be a part of your DNA, part of your spirit, man. All right.
It says, beware lest any man, Colossians 2:8, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men.
After the tradition of men.
After the rudiments of the world and not after Hamashiach.
After the rudiments of the world and not after Hamashiach. So what is that word for rudiments? It says, let me see if I can get some sound in here.
Strong's G 4747 Stoichion. Stoichion.
Alright. Which means any first thing from which the others belonging to some series or composite whole take their rise. An element, first principle. The letters of the alphabet as the elements of speech, now not however written character but the spoken sounds. The elements from which all things have come, the material causes of the universe, the heavenly bodies, either parts of the heavens, or as one others think, because in them the elements of man, life and destiny were supposed to reside. The elements, rudiments, primary and fundamental principles of any art, science, or discipline. So the way that you was brought up in this society, right? Which was what? To celebrate holidays, watch football games on it, when, you know. Just like people be like, oh, Thanksgiving coming up, man, I'm about to stuff myself. Well, technically, you can actually do that on any day. But the way you've been brought up is Thanksgiving is the day that you pig out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Christmas is you get in the spirit of giving. New Year's, you make a resolution to a goal that you want to meet or reach. What's wrong with making a resolution a week before that, 2 weeks before that? What's wrong with making a resolution and making a change at the time that you're fucking up, man? All right? What if you don't make it to that day? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And even if you do, just by procrastinating, you giving them spirits that's keeping you from changing more strength.
More strength,
more
time increase.
Oh, we got time. They won't wait till the first. We got time.
So then, when the first come and you fail, instead of you admitting that you messed up, you make an excuse. Well, I'm gonna wait till February, and then February gonna turn into March, and March into July, July into September, September into the next year, man. All right. That's why the scriptures say, seek the Lord while he may be found. This ain't no thing where you get to choose and pick when you want to be right and get right and stay right. No, man, you better get it while the getting is hot, man. Period, point blank. All right, so yeah, man, you got any points, brother?
Nah, I think we covered it through spirit, man.
Hey, Lord willing, Akim was edified, and you know, with that, want to give all praises
to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH.
Double honors once again unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Blessings to the elect of YAHAWAH, which consists of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And blessings to you, Akim, out there and doing his truth across the four corners of the earth, teaching in sincerity, looking forward to the downfall and destruction of Babylon, also known as America today. Shalom.